Teofimo, the takeover Lopez, sends Jaron Boots Ennis a message basically stating that he wanted to fight Jaron Boots Ennis for legacy, and it just has something to do with his career. So do not take it personal, and it's strictly business. So he says that he actually rocks with Jaron Boots Ennis and Boozy Ennis. That's Jaron Ennis' father. As we all know, Teofimo Lopez moved up from 135 to 140. That's the time he had a loss to Kambosos. Then he moved up in weight and challenged Josh Taylor for undisputed, and he actually beat Josh Taylor. And after that, he fought Steve Claggett. So he only really had 2 fights at 140. I'm wondering if he's actually like, is it hard for him to make weight at 140? That's why he wants to move at 147, because I thought he was gonna have a long run at 140. At the Navarrete versus Valdez fight, Teofimo actually made an appearance, and he was actually getting an interview, and he actually called out Gervonta Tank Davis, Terrence Crawford, and Boots Ennis. But the trippy part about this is that all 3 of these fighters are in 3 different weight classes. That's why I asked earlier if he was gonna stay at 140 or move up to 147 permanently or 154, because Tank Davis fights at 135 and Boots fights at 147, and Terrence Crawford fights at 154. So these are 3 different weight classes, and he's already gonna fight Boots Ennis at 147. So what if Tank Davis fight is next? Well, is he gonna come down to 135, then move up to 154? And if he does that, he's a G. The only problem I have with this, and I am the #1 Teofimo Lopez's fan. He is my favorite fighter from any weight class, old or new. I really don't care. So he really is an old school fighter. And if you look up the definition of a boxer, it would not even say the definition. All you would see is a picture of Teofimo Lopez with boxing gloves. But the only issue is that Teofimo Lopez already lost to Kambosos at 135, and I heard that the problem was that he was not able to make the weight, and he has something wrong with his esophagus, whatever that's called. But yeah, there was an issue with him trying to make weight at 135, and we all know Tank Davis won't go up to 140. He says that he is too small, but isn't Tank Davis calling out Jake Paul a heavyweight? Shoot, I'm calling out Jake Paul. So if Teo does make the fight with Tank Davis at 135, I have Tank Davis beating Teofimo Lopez. But if it's at 140, I think Teofimo Lopez has a shot, and it's more of a 50-50 fight, especially since Teofimo Lopez already signed up with Canelo Alvarez and Eddie Reynoso. I'm pretty sure they have a similar style, and this trainer is gonna help Teofimo Lopez reach to another height and another level. So because of the weight drain, I have Teofimo Lopez losing to Gervonta Tank Davis. You know, he's gonna go 12 rounds. I don't really think Tank is gonna knock out Teo. Teo still has power, but I believe that Teofimo Lopez will beat Jaron Boots Ennis. I think Gervonta Tank Davis, pound for pound, has more skills than Jaron Boots Ennis. Tank has never really looked not human, and Jaron Boots Ennis lately has looked more human. So if Teo and Tank make the fight at 135, Tank Davis is gonna be fighting a weight drain Teo. Maybe they should make it at a catch weight, but I really do not think Gervonta Tank Davis is gonna fight Teofimo Lopez at 140. Maybe at 137 or 138. I believe it's still gonna be a great fight, even though it's gonna be a weakened Teo, because Teo is already acclimated at 140 and he's ready to move up to 147. So I think that is gonna be very taxing on Teofimo Lopez's body. I mean, we cannot blame any boxer for daring to be great, because Teofimo Lopez called out supposedly 3 of the best fighters out there, and that is Tank Davis, Jaron Boots Ennis. There's still questions about him, but Terrence Crawford, he's already proven. And yes, I really think that he is calling out big names, and he actually means it, so he will be able to fight them. Not a lot of other fighters are doing that. They only say that when they have a fight lined up. As we all know, Terrence Crawford is calling out Canelo Alvarez. you know, after the Errol Spence fight, because he beat the living ish out of Errol Spence. So now he thinks that he could do that to a Canelo Alvarez. That is a big difference. And the difference between Terence Crawford calling out Canelo and Teofimo Lopez calling out Terence Crawford is that Terence Crawford just wants the money grab, and he's already done with boxing. I'm pretty sure he's gonna retire after the Canelo fight. And the difference between Teo calling out Crawford is that he's not gonna have a money fight. He's just doing it for legacy. Even his father says, how much do you think we're gonna get fighting this bum? Not a lot of money. And that is true, because Crawford is not a big money grab. It's gonna be it's gonna make money, but not the same amount of money that Crawford is gonna make fighting Canelo. I mean, don't get me wrong, if Crawford lands a Canelo fight, kudos to him. He is a great fighter. He's actually one of the pound for pound kings, but he's going against another pound for pound king, Canelo Alvarez, moving about 3 different weight classes all the way up. And Canelo is not draining himself. So I really see Canelo stopping Crawford. And if he hits him the way he hit Charlo, he's not going to take a knee. Crawford is going to get knocked the F out because he's been rocked by way smaller fighters. Imagine with the power punch of Canelo, he is done. But guess what, guys? I ain't the biggest, I'm the freaking baddest. And if you want to hop on your boy, throw $1 at the super things. I got to roll. Peace.
The champ is here.